Hello, welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. Today I want to talk to you about how we take on the responsibility of being responsible for other people's emotions. The truth of it is that somewhere along the line, we were conditioned, trained to take care of, to put somebody else's emotions, their needs ahead of our own. So in this, we end up ignoring ourselves, ignoring our needs, ignoring our own emotions in order to help the other person stabilize theirs. In this training, in this conditioning, we are taught that um, if they get upset, that it's my job to fix it. If they become distant, it's my job to chase them. It's my job to fix when they become distant. If they, excuse me, if they're angry, it's my job to regulate it. And the truth of it is there is no human being that should be emotionally responsible for another adult. If you find yourself in this situation where you feel emotionally responsible for another human being, another adult human being, um, unfortunately, what's happened is your nervous system has confused emotional responsibility with love. We call this being empathetic. We confuse it with being empathetic. We confuse it with kindness. What we're actually doing is we are trying to, our nervous system is trying to get us to survive. Our nervous system has been programmed for survival in managing other people's emotions, because basically the message that it's sending to us is if this person is calm, um, this happens a lot with, with the children to the parent. In intimate relationships, this happens a lot. But we have this idea that our nervous system thinks that it's our job to help regulate them. Um, and that if they're okay, if they're mentally and emotionally okay, then we're safe. But that's not actually survival, it's self abandonment. It's not empathy, it's self abandonment. It's not kindness, it's self abandonment. It all comes back down to you have to abandon yourself in order to be that emotional regulator for the other person. So people like this tend to overfunction. They tend to over accommodate, over apologize, over explain, not because they're weak, but because their nervous system has learned that harmony equals survival. Everything around you has to be peaceful in order for you to feel that you're safe, that you're not in any kind of danger. The truth of it is, though, is the harmony that you think that you're feeling is actually built on your own self abandonment, own self abandonment, not on your actual safety. So you spend your life trying to control your surroundings to feel the safety that is never. It's only going to make you feel burnt out. It's only going to make you feel like you're never doing enough. That you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're all the ways that you're not enough. Your survival patterns will try to tell you that it's you, that it's your fault. So the shift is a simple shift, but it's not an easy shift. Essentially, you stop asking like things like, "How can I fix their mood? What can I do to make this stop?" And you start asking yourself the question of, "Why do I feel responsible for it? Why am I taking on this role that I have to manage another grown adult's emotions?" The truth of it is your job. The only emotions that it's your job to regulate is your own. It's your job to sit with your own emotions, not somebody else's. It's your job to to feel and to process and to release your own emotions, not somebody else's. The truth of it is when you stop doing this for other people, they're going to feel the weight of it. And let them. They may walk away from you. Let them. They may be angry with you, tell you you're selfish, tell you you've changed too much, tell you, paint all the picture of you being the bad guy. Let them. You have to be okay with being the villain in their story, because they're seeing it from the perspective that you abandoned them. When in truth, you just stopped abandoning yourself. They didn't have a problem when you were abandoning yourself for the sake of them, to help manage their emotions. They only had a problem when you stopped doing it in order to stop abandoning yourself. That's their problem. Let them have that problem. Let them figure that part out. ultimately, it comes down to their mood is not your assignment. That's not what you're here for. That's never been your job or should have been your job. Just because you were conditioned to have it and you were trained to be that person in that relationship dynamic, it doesn't mean that you can't shift that you can't change that. Um, you're going to feel resistance to it at first. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Your nervous system is going to feel like you're doing something wrong, that you're not safe, that whatever it is that you did, by you changing this pattern, that you're, doing something that feels dangerous. And it only feels dangerous because the opposite is what it's programmed for survival. I tell my clients all the time, just because your nervous system thinks that something is comfortable doesn't mean it's good for you. And just because your nervous system thinks that something is uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's not good for you. It can be uncomfortable and absolutely 100% what you need. Discomfort in the nervous system leads to anxiety, and we think that, oh, anxiety is, I'm feeling anxious, this is such a bad thing. It's just telling you that you're making a difference, that you're changing something. You need to make those changes. That's the only way that you truly heal and embody this healing, is to change the stories and the programming that is at your nervous system level. So essentially, when you're feeling the resistance, when you're feeling the anxiousness, when you're feeling like you're not safe, that's letting you know that the pattern is breaking. It's letting you know that you're doing it right. So just keep going, because on the other side of that is peace. On the other side of that is you making sure that you can take care of yourself, that you are taking responsibility for yourself, that you have stopped self-abandoning, and let them sit with whatever it is that they're creating for themselves, because that is not your assignment. It never has been, and it never will be. And the more that you try to make it your assignment, the more dysregulated you're going to be, the more exhausted you're going to be, the more anxious and depressed that you're going to be. You deserve better. I don't care how old you are. At this point, right now, today, when you're watching this video, you have done this long enough. It's time for you to get off this loop. Start making different choices to make these changes. If you need help, I will leave a link to an authentic self session with me, where we can jump on a call and start tearing apart the parts of your identity that have been programmed to make you feel that managing other people's emotions was your assignment. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here next time.